Hello and welcome to Point Blank with Danielle. So today's Point Blank video is on the Ordinary's 100% niacinamide, which recently dropped. I got this in PR from the Decium team, and I took to my YouTube community page to ask you guys if you wanted a video on it. And you know, some of you jokers were like, well, is water wet? But I also wanted to know what questions you had about a product like this. Initially, I was thinking that I wouldn't have a video for a while because I've got other things planned. But a lot of the questions you guys were asking, I was like, oh, okay, this can be something that can be, quickly answered in a point blank video. So here we go. Now, you first might be thinking, what the heck is it? 100% niacinamide powder from The Ordinary offers the most direct topical exposure of niacinamide to target visible shine, enlarged pores, and a regular skin texture. The powder format offers a DIY experience that allows one to personalize their usage based on their preference. Now, one of the number one questions that I got from you guys was, how does it differ from the niacinamide serum? So the niacinamide serum is paired with 1% zinc. The difference here would be that this is giving you the option to kind of pair it with any other vehicle of your choosing. Now because niacinamide is water soluble, you do want to mix it in with water-based products, and we will talk about that in this video as well. But I quickly wanted to talk about what niacinamide is, what it does, who it's for, because just so we're all on the same page here. Niacinamide does a multitude of things, so I'm just going to list out some of the most common ones, but it helps with oil production, so it helps to kind of reduce some of that oil production over time. It also helps to even the skin tone. It can also help with discoloration, especially those of us with hyperpigmentation. It also helps to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It also does something really interesting with pores, and with pores I'm always so careful as to how I word things, and for more on pores, make sure you check out the video that I did on pore treatments that actually work with Dr. Michelle Henry. I'll link it above and below. Niacinamide is also great for dry skin because it helps to boost the hydration ability of your other products in your routine, like your serums and your moisturizers. But niacinamide is sounding like the go-to girl for the party, right? If you want to learn more about what niacinamide does, I'll leave some links, like you could check my work through the links in the description box, so check that out. Now, I have to say, when I first heard about this, I was initially like, Lord, The Ordinary is about to have people messing their skin up, right? But the more I read about it, and read is a very important thing, because that's one skill and one level of patience that you want to have when it comes to a lot of the Ordinary products, because it may seem difficult, but they list it all out for you on the website. Like, they break it down. If you're someone who's like, you just like to skim, this is probably not the brand for you. But if you're someone, you have the patience and you're gonna read through things and really kind of understand what's going on, then you might find this to be very interesting. So first of all, you can only mix this with water-based products. Niacinamide is water soluble. It's not gonna mix well in oil. In case you were curious, here's what happens when you mix it with something oil-based. And this is also gonna be something that can cause pilling with your other products. So you wanna either give things time to dry and settle, or only stay within the same base. So water-based with water-based, but if you're gonna go from water to oil, make sure you give it some time to settle. You're gonna wanna put it in things like your serums or some of your creams. On the Decium's website, which, listen, they do the work for you, really. But then you gotta do the rest of the work. Essentially, they have a listing of products that you can use, their products that you can use the 100% niacinamide with, and let's go through them. The hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, natural moisturizing factors plus HA, Buffett plus copper peptides 1%. You can also mix it with the Matrixyl 10% plus HA, and you can also use it with the argireline solution 10%. So the Ordinary's 100% niacinamide powder can be mixed into any non-conflicting water-based treatment, provided that the pH of the base is between 5.1 and 7.0. So basically, nothing that's too acidic and nothing that is too basic. So in mixing it with the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, You can drop about 4 drops of the hyaluronic acid. I would suggest doing that first, and then taking a little scooper of, and it comes with a little scoop as well too. I would suggest putting the hyaluronic acid first and then dropping the little scoop of the niacinamide in, and then you can mix it with your fingers, and you can see that it really, because niacinamide's water soluble, it really mixes in very beautifully. I did it the opposite way when I first tried it. I put the niacinamide powder in my hand and then put the hyaluronic acid on top of that. And it did mix in well, but I found when I put the hyaluronic acid mixture on my face, there was like white streaks all over my face. So that's just something that I kind of noticed when it came to the hyaluronic acid and the niacinamide mix. It was hard to kind of measure what 4 little like things of the natural moisturizing factors were, but I just counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 little squirts, and then I put the little scoopful of the niacinamide in there, mixed it around, and then put it on my face. Again, niacinamide is water soluble, and this natural moisturizing factor is a water-based product, so it mixed in very well. Another pretty common question was, how do I know how much niacinamide I'm putting into the product? And this is something that I'm reading straight from the Deciem website. So they say, from a theoretical standpoint, if 1/4 scoop of the powder consists approximately of 0.05 grams niacinamide, then when mixed with 4 drops of the selected base, the resulting mixture is estimated to yield a 10 to 15% concentration of niacinamide. So most of the studies that are done on niacinamide are within the 2 to 10% range, so that kind of falls in there as well. But again, niacinamide is an ingredient that hasn't been shown to be very irritating, even with people who have very sensitive skin and those with rosacea. But that's not, obviously that's not an absolute. So, you know, if you're someone that's starting it out for the first time and you know that you have very particularly sensitive skin, start out with a lower concentration. But even in a smaller concentration, like up to 5%, niacinamide is still effective in some of the really great things that it does, such as, you know, controlling oil production and evening the skin's tone. So now, if you're thinking like, oh wow, this sounds great, not so fast. There's some things that you need to know and things that you should not mix this 100% niacinamide powder with. And Deciem from their website specifically states that they don't recommend combining niacinamide with topical vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, ethylated L-ascorbic acid, and vitamin C derivatives in the same regimen. So they say if vitamin C is used part of your skincare regimen, that they advise you to apply them at alternate times. So, and then they say that they want you to apply the vitamin C at night and then the niacinamide during the day. Another way to kind of alternate, and we talked about this in my how to layer your serums, is that maybe some days, maybe 2 or 3 nights a week, you use your niacinamide, and then on the other days you use your vitamin C, and vice versa. They also do not recommend mixing niacinamide powder into direct acids. Now these direct acids are going to include the Mandelic Acid, the Salicylic Acid, Lactic Acid, Glycolic Acid, Azelaic Acid. So you don't want to mix those in with the direct acids. I'll leave a link below which will, you know, give you a listing of all the direct acids that are available from The Ordinary. So my final thoughts, my final first impression thoughts, because I've only tried this twice within a 24-hour period, is that this is a great addition to your skincare repertoire if you fit a certain avatar. If you are someone who has no patience, you're not willing to, kind of sit back and learn and research and, test and try different things, this is definitely not going to be for you. I myself kind of fall in the middle. While I love the idea of being able to kind of mix and match and create my own adventure when it comes to how I incorporate niacinamide in my routine, I have to think like the practicality and think of like my own lifestyle. And I'm not the open this up and get the little scooper out and, mix up my skincare products in the morning and in the evening, because I just don't have that kind of time. Also, to know me is to know that I am extremely clumsy. I already in my mind dropped this and all over into the crevices of the tiles on the bathroom floor. In my mind, like I already know it's going to happen, and I probably shouldn't speak that into existence, but I know me, you know? Now, niacinamide has been part of my skincare routine for quite some time, and it might even be in some of the products that you're using, you don't even realize it. But let me know in the comments, would you be trying this? Why or why not? If you're someone who has used niacinamide before, let me know your experience with it. Let's get all chitty chatty in the comments. Follow me on social, the links will be in the description box, and I'll see you fine folks in my next video. Bye guys.